Yep.
Do you have to create another link?
Yeah, I am. Just give me a second.
No, I just was wondering if you have to do another one. Yeah, okay.
Okay, Gary, refresh your page, and it should be on. I put the new link there. Okay, here we are, Taggart Stadium. Currently 5:37, and it's homecoming Mars at Newcastle. This is NCTV45. Okay, wait. Hold on. Let me do something. Okay, Gary, this is the second test. 239693239. Can you hear me on headset 2? Okay, let's try again. 294979. Is that any better? Okay, that tells me I have to turn up the second audio. Hold on 1 second. Gary, we're trying this now. Let's see what we got. 2, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hold on 1 second. Okay, you guys are allowed to sit here. Okay, Gary, let me try again, okay? Okay, Gary, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, test. Let me try the other headset now. Hold on. Two, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Pick up sticks. Let's try that now, Gare. Okay. We're in good shape then, Gare. Okay. We're in good shape then, and I'm just, yeah. So we're live, and I'm not going to talk anymore on this mic. I'm just going to let the live stream go. Yep, that's it. Watch the game and enjoy it. Yep, watch the game and enjoy it. Hello? Yeah, watch it. Yeah, watch the game and enjoy it. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, I'll take you. Talk to you later.
friends, and welcome to Taggart Stadium on this homecoming 2016 for the Newcastle Red Hurricane. We're going to pick up the pregame festivities as everybody gets kind of set. A little bit of a soggy evening, and we'll give you the weather forecast and what the outlook is for tonight's game. Enjoy the festivities as the teams are warming up, and we'll be back with Hurricane football very shortly as everybody's kind of dodging some raindrops right now.
Tiger Stadium.
Welcome to Homecoming 2016. You're watching NCTV45 and the game between the Mars Planets and the Newcastle High School Red Hurricane. Now, before the game starts, we're going to have the homecoming festivities. We're going to go down and pick up the public address.
The Newcastle Red Hurricane Marching Band. The band comes in the direction of Mr. Nicky Obo and assisted by Mr. John Undercraft. Drum being for the Abby Albright and Caitlin Band. And now, we proudly present the Newcastle Red Hurricane March Band.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Newcastle High School's 2016-2017 homecoming. To begin our festivities tonight, we will introduce our homecoming choir. Freshman attendant Alea Restra. Tracy McVeigh. Her escort is Tyler Francis, son of Eric Francis and Lauren Stiles, and grandson of Victoria Francis. Our attendant, Olivia Victoria Valenti, Her escort is John Thomas Nicka. Junior attendant Mariah Shepard is the daughter of Cheryl Russo Shepard and Leroy Shepard. Her escort is Anthony Bailey. Anthony Bailey. The senior attendant, Logan Bell, is the daughter of Her escort is Anthony Bojo, father of Tara Bojo. Logan is a varsity cheerleader and a member of the volleyball team. She is also student council president. Logan plans on attending college, but is undecided about her major. Melanie Barnabout is the daughter of Ryan and Diane Barnabout. Her escort is Gina Monica, son of Mark and Roxanne Monica. She was a member of Rustic Club and is currently a member of Harvey. Melanie plans on majoring in human development learning after graduating. Devin River is the daughter of Carletta River and Daryl Gordon. Her escort is Keenan Price, son of Laura and Kenneth Price. Devin is the vice president of student council, a varsity volleyball player, and a varsity cheerleader. Her future goal is to attend college and major in communications. Jaden Eggleston is the daughter of Julian Eggleston and Ikea Moss Eggleston. Her escort is John Brown, son of Dawn Brown and Jennifer Daniels. Jaden is an honor student and a member of National Honor Society. She plays on the Newcastle basketball team and is a member of the track team. Jaden plans on attending a four-year university, playing basketball and majoring in physical therapy. Desiree Foster is her escort is Ray Miller, son of Victoria Mazzarella. Desiree is a tri-captain of the Newcastle Candy Canes and is a member of the Hurricanes. Her future plans are to major in physical therapy after graduating. Jessica Mars is the daughter of Melanie Mars. Her escort is Chris Bonjavenga, son of Christine Perot and John Bonjavenga. Jessica plays the clarinet in the Newcastle Marching Band. She is also a member of Hurricanes, which is a group that helps young girls be more confident in themselves. Jessica plans on attending a four-year college, majoring in psychology and playing in the marching band. Demetria McKnight her escort is Damara Ware, son of David Ragnar. She is a member of the Newcastle cheerleading squad, and she enjoys making others laugh and has a passion for making her future successful. Demetria plans to follow in her beloved Aunt Brittany Davis's footsteps by enlisting in the United States Air Force. We welcome back 2015 homecoming queen Olivia Fair, the daughter of Tom and Cindy Fair. Her escort is Mark Carroll Booker, son of Angela Dennis. Olivia is currently attending Indiana University of Pennsylvania, majoring in fashion merchandising and business management. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the 2016 Newcastle High School homecoming queen is Miss Logan.
Okay, there you have it, Miss Logan Bell, the homecoming queen for Newcastle. And we apologize for the video difficulty we were having there. The good news is for everybody involved, we are going to be joined with, or some little help up in the booth. I'm waiting, and when the help arrives, I will announce it. Homecoming festivities underway. Let's take a look at the weather. Right now, looking at radar, rain east of Newcastle, and even had a patch of sun come out in the north end zone. So the rain seems to be moving out. Currently, 59 degrees. And Crane Room 45 weather says showers and possibly a thunderstorm before 9. Then showers likely, low around 55. Chance of precipitation is 100%. As we look at the radar, nothing clearing the Youngstown area or looking to be anywhere around us. So things look to the east as we bring up Pittsburgh radar, and looks like a pretty nice night for football. Now, the band is on the field. We should be getting the pregame any second now. Now we're going to pick up the pregame, and we'll be right back. Still waiting for the national anthem. We currently have 17 minutes before our start time. So let's thank some of our sponsors early. Shenango Auto Mall, Crane Room, Cedars, Four Brothers Urban Bistro. What great food there. Got to try some of these sponsors. Really great food before, after the game, or just any time. I always say put a little weekend in your week. Now here comes the Pride of Newcastle, the Red Hurricane Marching Band.
Punch me in the head again, please. All
Okay, I'm joined in the booth with my good friend, Mr. Jason Rankin. Welcome aboard.
Angelo, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Really looking forward to the game tonight.
We're in good shape. As we said about the weather, gave a little weather forecast earlier. Currently 59 degrees and most of the rain to the east. So we're in pretty good shape as far as the evening goes. Picking up the pregame festivities, once again, Logan Bell, homecoming queen here at Newcastle, and everybody dodging the raindrops as we get ready for the start of the game. Now, the Canes come in undefeated in conference play, and this is a big game as far as the conference goes. The first test, Mars had a difficult time with Highlands and not quite sure where the game was down there, winning by 6. Now, what do you think about you had a chance to walk from the other side? How is the turf? Is it pretty wet?
Well, the turf is really wet. You can see that the wood chips are actually really visible. The rubber chips are actually really visible, and it kind of looks like the water has kind of pushed that up. Now, the one good thing about field turf is that even through rain, you won't have the puddles of water. You won't have, the mud and things like that. So you may be pretty well off in regards to traction and footing and things like that. So this shouldn't be an issue really for the most part. I think, you'll have some slippery spots here and there. But this is pretty much the reason why you put a field turf in to combat the rain, combat the Western Pennsylvania weather.
Well, as we take a look, we've got 12 minutes before game time, and would like to thank our sponsors, the Beanery Depot and Deli, the YMCA, Clark's Furniture, and Ferrone Brothers.
Oh, I love Ferrone Brothers.
They have home of those great pepperoni rolls, as we've had before the game as a little pregame snack. And actually, I'm taking a look down, and nobody out of the locker room yet. Now, the chance of thunder showers, although they say there is a chance tonight, although there is a chance tonight, okay, I think looking at the local radar, it is past us, and we should be okay. Now, we're just going to take a look down on the field, and we're looking for the start of the national anthem.
Right now, it doesn't look like the players haven't come out of the locker room. We're under 10 minutes or under 11 minutes here for the start of the game.
I'm kind of looking around because as I look at the radar, everything's past us, really east and north of Newcastle. So there's no imminent threat of bad weather. So I just wonder what the delay is as we get started. I'd like to thank everybody along the way watching on Facebook, Twitter, and Google Chromecast. If you're bringing it into your room, living room, family room, and let's get another look at those sponsors as we thank Pegley's Pasta More, Keystone Specialty, Michael Joseph of State Farm, and the MAD Unit Mobile Auto Detailing.
I'll tell you, Angelo, I talked to some of the Newcastle coaches a few days ago, and they talked about tonight would be a game of they're going to have to deal with Mars's power game. Mars runs a wing T offense, which actually was the offense Newcastle ran when they went to the state championship in 1998. So one of the things you're going to have to do is stop that offense and really slow it down. Whereas Newcastle's going to play fast, a very athletic team, likes to throw the ball around the field, stretch the field out. So it's going to be a game of contrasting styles because Marshall will want to control the tempo, basically have some longer drives and keep the Newcastle offense off the field.
As we're getting people along the way, this is one of the new little gadgets that we have people text in their comments, and we get them on both screens. So it becomes a busy time up here.
Well, hopefully I can get some critique on my performance since this is my first game. So I'll probably get a pretty quick reminder of what I'm doing wrong.
You'll be doing just fine. They're thankful the camera's not shaking.
Oh, okay. It's easier said than done, as far as that goes.
Hope everybody's safe and dry, and we're down to the 7-minute mark as both teams, as we look across the way, Mars still in the locker room, but at least the door's open. As I look down along the steel stands, not being able to see the Canes out yet.
Well, I can tell you right now, the crowd right now is probably on its way here. I think maybe an hour ago, there was probably a lot of people thinking they weren't going to come because of the rain, but, the rain has held off, and I think you're going to see a late arriving crowd because of that. There's a lot of people who are probably just parking and trying to get settled, and the stands will probably fill up probably more towards the end of the first quarter, because of the rain we had.
Thanks to all our viewers watching along the NCTV45 airwaves. We welcome you to Bride and Ball Laurel Field at Taggart Stadium for tonight's matchup with the Mars Planets and the Newcastle Red Hurricane, an important 9 North or West Conference matchup. And out come the Canes, and we'll pick up the public address.
At quarterback, the senior number 2, Gino Stone. At wide receiver, a senior, number 4, Garrett Farah. That's put in a junior, number 5, Lorenzo Gardner. At wide receiver, a senior, number 8, Marshay McElroy. At running back, a junior, number 16, Mark Corsello. At wide receiver, a junior, number 23, Marcus Hooper. At tight end, a senior, number 47, Giovanni Eggleston. Offensive lineman, a senior, number 59, Jake Evans. Offensive lineman, a junior, number 60, Gino Chapa. Offensive lineman, number 66, the senior, Nick Conta. Offensive lineman, a junior, number 75, Casey Booker. And offensive lineman, a senior, number 78, Ryan Cooper. 2016. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to honor America and our veterans, the ones who have passed and the ones who are still fighting for our freedom. Everyone, please rise for the singing of our national anthem. Tonight's national anthem will be sung by junior band member Savannah McQuaig. And please remain standing for the Newcastle High School alma mater.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red hot, the long-thirsting air gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
Okay, and there we go. And we're ready for game time. And we picked up this broadcast a little early to kind of make sure about a few things, whether there was going to be a parade around the track. It was raining, so it was a little soggy start, but we're looking forward to football here in now just a few moments as the band heads off the field. If you're just joining us, you're watching NCTV45 in Newcastle. We thank you for coming along, and feel free to send us a text and let us know what you think. Any issues, problems, sometimes things beyond our control, would like to hear from you.
Our captains for tonight's game. For Morris, number 20, Isaiah Johnson. Number 44, Max Chismore. Number 48, Kevin Wigan. And number 72, Zachary Cram. For Newcastle, Gino Stone, Garrett Farah, Giovanni Nicholson, and Ryan Cooper.
Well, folks, here we go. It looks like Mars has won. Newcastle has won the toss, and they've deferred to the second.
Mars will receive.
Mars receiving in the north end zone, and Newcastle defending the south end zone.
Angelo, it's going to be interesting here to see if Newcastle can stop Mars on the initial drive. One of the things that happens with a team that likes to control the ball is that if you get behind, it's kind of tough to catch up because they kind of shrink the clock. So Newcastle, if they can get off to a good start with a defensive stop and keeping Mars from scoring, can really kind of set the tempo by scoring first and forcing Mars to have to play some catch-up, which their offense really isn't meant to do that. They're a type of team that wants to get ahead and control and run the clock.
They run that wing T, and that is a ball control offense.
Well, the thing that the Canes are going to have to do is play smart on defense. You see a lot of misdirection tonight from Mars. A lot of stuff that you'll fake one way to go the other, and you have to have your players stay in their lanes and make sure they do what they're supposed to do and make good tackles. Because if not, 3 yards turns into 5 and 6, and that's where the first downs come about. That's where you control the ball and be able to go down the field.
Kick fielded and up to about the 30-yard line. Responded just over the 30. Called the 31. 1st and 10 for Mars.
Well, you don't see any huge lineman Mars has, so they're going to kind of run the ball behind the guys they have. And like I said, look for some misdirection early to see if they can catch Newcastle off guard trying to do too much.
Planet send to the far side. One back set. Trap over the center. And nothing doing.
And that's what we're talking about. Good tackle, only a couple yards gain. Put them into a second and long situation. They want to see if Mars can throw the ball, I think, early in the game.
Newcastle showing the 4-man front. And for a couple weeks, they had 5 guys up there. Now, 2 back set to the near side. Ball comes up close to the 40.
You see Johnson there, just a good hard run. He may have had some contact around the 36, 37-yard line. He made about 3 extra yards, so make it 3rd and short. And this is the first opportunity for Newcastle to get off the field early and stop Mars and force a 3 and out.
Mars sends one to the far side, 2 back set, wing near side. Quarterback sneak.
Oh, he fell forward for the first down.
Initially stopped, and then a second effort. I don't know if it was an effort or a stumble. Found the first down.
Yeah, he looked like he kind of just spun out and fell forward. He got 1 yard, which is a little bit more than he needed, so Mars will continue to drive.
10:23 on the clock. If you just joined us, we're in the first. Nothing. First possession for the Mars Planets. 2 to the far side. Pass. Incomplete.
You see Mars there was trying a little play action, trying to catch Newcastle off guard. The guy was really covered really well, and it would have been a perfect pass to complete, and he wasn't able to get it in there, so it's going to be 2nd and long for Mars.
Planets come up to the line. 2 to the far side. 2 back set.
First a good defensive play right there. You saw they had the tailback as if he was going to go outside, and they gave a quick handoff to the fullback, and the defensive tackle was Porter and was able to stay with his man and making a good tackle. So it's now going to be 3rd and long. So this is exactly where Newcastle wants to put Mars at.
3rd and 8 for the Planets. Canes have to be particularly wary of the pass. Two to the far side, two back, shotgun set. That's procedure against the Planets.
And that's a team that doesn't pass the ball well, or pass the ball off at least. You got to try to get a head start on the snap count. He's going to have 5 more. And I wouldn't doubt Mars looking to just kind of go to a draw play here. You know, they're not a strong passing team. And not try to make any mistakes through the air and give Newcastle great field position with a potential interception.
Ball resting on the 39-yard line. Planets looking at 3rd and 13.
Nope, he's right back to pass.
Ball falls incomplete.
You see that ball was well short of the mark, and even if he would have caught the ball, he would have had to get about 3 or 4 more yards to get the first down. And again, it goes back. Mars is definitely not as comfortable throwing the ball.
If you just joined us, Mars in the white uniforms, Canes with the black shirts and white pants. Canes back to receive.
Stone is a dangerous
First
returner
punt of the game. Ball out of bounds, going to be spotted at the 39-yard line, where the Canes will take over 1st and 10.
That's a 24-yard kick. I'm not sure if he was trying to keep it from Stone or he just had a bad kick there.
We're going to take this break and say hello to Sporting Goods, Washington Center Physical Therapy, Book Polly's Sports Bar, and Mary Turner's Day Spa, all sponsors in part of Hurricane Football. 2 to the far side, 1 back set. Inside handoff. Stopped at the line.
Gardner just had nowhere to run there. Good defense right up the middle by Cooper. Gardner got stopped in his tracks, so it's going to be 2nd and long here.
Canes send 2 to the far side.
Spread it out here.
And pass incomplete. That's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Tough pass to make there. You know, they had a safety back there. Probably playing a cover 1 type situation, and still would have really had to get that down to get it to his receiver. This is a tough situation. Good defense by Mars again, so it's going to be 3rd and long. See what Stone can come up with right here.
Big situation for the Canes as the Canes send 3 out to the far side, 1 near side.
Quarterback draw.
Quarterback draw. Stoney
At about the 45-yard line, it looked like 2 guys out of him, and he froze them with just a little juke move that basically stopped both players in their tracks, and he just ran right through them. Tremendous run by Stone on that play. Now you see why he's being recruited by Division I
Great
schools.
run by Stone. And we'll see if Cartwright puts it through. Kick is up and it's through. As we head upfield with 8:23 in the first quarter, it's the Canes 7, Mars 0. Would like to thank our sponsors, in part 26 Bar and Grill, Lombardo's Apothecary, Bill's Bake Shop, and Butts Flowers.
I tell you, it's tremendous to have part of your repertoire on third and long. You can have your quarterback run a quarterback draw for 60 yards and a touchdown. You know, he becomes such a threat in a situation like that, especially on passing down, where he can get a first down, and in this case, a touchdown with his legs rather than having to throw the ball. So,
I'm really fantastically excited about being able to focus the camera and not have to talk while I do that.
Well, you know what? It's always helpful to have help.
What a heck of a nice treat. We went up, everybody's saying, geez, the earthquake from California has finally stopped.
I tell you what, Angela, there's some clouds in the distance, but maybe they're passing away. This might be a really good night for football. You know, we had a lot of rain the last couple of days, but right now it looks like it's stopped long enough to get this one in.
Here we go with the kick. Kick return to the 30-yard line, where Mars will take over, 1st and 10. 8:17 on the clock in the first.
So you can see now, this will be a critical situation for Mars. I know it's only in the first quarter, but you don't want to get behind by a couple of touchdowns early, especially when you don't pass the ball a whole lot.
Mars, one to each side, one back set. Motion, near side jet, and Stone again. Jet blown up.
Yes.
By a heat-seeking missile. I think that was Stoney getting in on a tackle.
Yeah, it was. And I think what happened was it was a man-to-man defense back there in the secondary. Stone followed the man in motion and basically just shot right in there as soon as his man got the ball and knocked him back for a loss of 5.
Forces a 2nd and 15 for the Planets, who throw one out to the far side, wing to both sides, one back set. Motion away, little mix-up.
Newcastle saying they have it.
Canes say they have it.
Nope. Even then, it's still another couple yards they lost.
3rd and 15, 7:22 on the moving clock. Take this time to thank Gatherings, Joseph's Market, On Target Printing, and the Pokeberry Exchange, downtown Newcastle. Great giftware.
See if they try and throw one up to the receiver here on the far side. He's got a size advantage.
One to the far side. Roll. They flood the zone. Pass over. Intercepted by the Canes.
I guess Gino wants to make his last homecoming game a memorable one. He's had a touchdown and interception early, so he just read the quarterback's eyes. They tried a little wheel route with the running back coming out of the backfield. Gino was there the whole time, and it was easy pickings for him. And let's see if Newcastle can turn turnover into points.
When he went up, he caught the ball right at the height of the throw.
Yeah,
It was very picturesque.
Great thing to have a quarterback back there playing safety in this case because, he has quarterback tendencies, and he'll know other quarterbacks.
Two to the far side, one near side, one back set. Motion towards us, and Newcastle runs jet. Marcus picks up a yard.
That play took a little bit too long to develop. They struck it out. Marcus really had nowhere to go. Couldn't turn the corner, so 2nd and 9.
Going to be 2nd and 9, 6:22 on the clock. Kane send two to the far side, one near side, wing far side.
The screen. Gardner again, nowhere to go there in that situation. We tried to run like a little bit of a screen there, and it looked like one of the linemen sniffed it out early and was able to slow him down when the rest of the plants were able to get him without a gain.
5:42 on the clock. Kane's sending two to each side. Shotgun formation in a one-back set. Looks like the Planets are in man.
It's got time. Looking. Might have to run here. Oh. I'm pretty sure that's going to be holding there.
Yeah, just a location.
Yep. Nobody open. Good defense by Mars until Barrett was open late. But just had the ball in his hands too long, and somebody had to hold.
Ball be placed at midfield. And you're looking at about 22 yards.
Well, in high school, the holding is actually from the spot, so they ended up being a 12-yard penalty. And 2 extra yards is going to make a difference because it's a pretty long down distance here.
Two to each side. Ball thrown deep. And incomplete.
You know, so it's fast and Garrett Farrow broken up.
Mars had guys back there deeper than Farrah, so that was a situation where it was almost a jump ball. If he catches it, it ends up becoming a punt, so nothing really lost there one way or the other.
Kane's in pump formation.
Good return.
Ball out to the 41-yard line.
Well, you know, that was the end of the kick, and it was easy to handle. So once he caught it, he was able to get his eyes up the field pretty quickly. So basically change field position.
We're going to take this time to thank the Branding Iron, Chihuahua and Carney's, DiCaprio Cleaning, and Daimio and Olson for their sponsor of Hurricane Football. First and 10, Planets send one to the far side, two-back set, wing near side. Straight ahead run.
And that's kind of what they're going to look at. 3, 4, 5 yards a game. They can control the ball. They can still move the chains and control the clock in a situation where you keep Newcastle's offense off the field.
Pickup of 6 for the Planets. It'll make it 2nd and 4 with 4:23 in the first quarter.
Tight formation here.
Second man through, crossing midfield.
He's going to be short, it looks like, by about maybe a yard and a half.
Third and 1, and would be nice to stop them here.
I tell you, Angela, can you see the black part of the emblem for Newcastle is really wet on this side of the field. I wonder if the middle of the field's got a little bit more water than the rest of the field here. Oh boy, he broke out.
Out to the outside and out of bounds at the 30th.
Good block on the inside. Jerome Johnson will be able to slip through the line and really turn the corner and get 20 yards on the gain. And Mars is in business here at the 30.
Ball resting at the 30 with 3:30 left in this first. Canes lead 7-0. One far side, wing near side. Second back through and stopped. We're going to call it the 21-yard line.
I had Newcastle outflanked on that side. Stone came up to make the tackle and missed it. And he was able to go for about 6 or 7 more yards. Now it's going to be second and short.
Just the kind of things you don't want.
No, because what we were saying was that, Newcastle wants to get Mars in the second and long, third and long, to make them have to throw the ball, which I think they're 0 for 3 right now passing. Right now, second and short, the playbook's wide open.
One wing near side, first back through, and he picks up a bunch. Ball advanced down to about the 12-yard line. First and 10 for the Planets, and they're going to be able to pick up a first down as the ball is sitting on the 13.
Well, the interesting thing here is Mars really is basically, runs some pretty basic plays. That was a fullback dive. You haven't seen any misdirection on this.
No, it's
drive.
been the
rolling.
dive or the trap.
Yeah, and they're rolling.
Stop behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to drop them for a yard loss. There's some laundry on the field.
Chopper made a great play there. Fought through the traffic, made the tackle on the fullback. And you see the holding against Mars is actually going to take his stat out of the book. But, obviously Newcastle would rather have the 10 yards going backwards rather than the loss of 1.
Yeah,
it was a good play by Chopper.
Especially after those 2 big runs that they had.
Yeah. They're in the red zone, or at least they were before the play. So first and 20 again is a situation where Mars may be having to look to pass 2 of the next 3 downs, unless they get a good run here.
2 minutes and moving on this first quarter. Planets break the huddle, send to the far side, 2-back set.
A lot of room over there. Stone can't make the play.
Another flag. And looks like a holding call against the Planets.
And maybe that's why he had so much room to run. But when he turned the corner, Stone was the only guy out there for Newcastle. He had a lot of real estate to work with. And like I said, maybe the holding was the reason why. But Newcastle dodges a bullet there because that was a 10, maybe 11-yard gain, which is basically going to put the ball back to where he started from.
Puts the ball on the 20, and still first down. .140 on a moving clock. If you're just joining us, Planets down 7-0. 1:30 left in the first. Planets send 2 to the far side. 2-back set. Second back through on a trap. And he's tied up at about the 16-yard line.
Down by Garrett.
Good play there. Doesn't get too many, even though Mars has got to be happy with some positive yardage inside the 20. The interesting thing here will be, Angelo, Mars is looking at the passing down. Not a great passing team, and now they have only 25 total yards to work with to actually get something going. So Newcastle should be able to tighten the defense, maybe go some man-to-man and possibly get a sack if they can force the quarterback to hold the ball longer than he wants to.
2 to the near side, 2-back set. Quarterback rolls near side. He pulls it down, and down inside the 10. And I was trying to, for our viewers, trying to avoid the pole. That's one of our challenges. 16 seconds and counting. Wind up. I think that's going to be the last play of the quarter.
It looks like.
As we go to the second quarter, where the Canes out in front of the Planets. Canes 7, Planet 0. And you're watching NCTV45. Would like to thank Little Johnny's 2, Main Street Clothiers, Nino's 2 Tomatoes, and Paul D. Weller for their sponsor of Hurricane Football. Now, excuse us as we get camera ready for the other side. And the new windows have been an interesting feature this season in Hurricane football. But I guess it's better than getting knocked on the head.
Well, we're lucky we can keep the windows open at this point. Could be worse. It could be snowing. You see that first quarter, Angelo, was kind of what we expected. Mars puts together about a 50-yard drive at this point to get inside the 10. Newcastle, big plays, gives them their only touchdown. You see that speed by Stone and Zalusa. This got him the touchdown, but Mars is grinded this drive out, looking for a score to try and match the 7.
Ball is
Newcastle
resting on the 8-yard line. And advanced inside the 5.
Johnson just kind of picking and leaving through Newcastle players. That hit pretty hard. I think he's going to be short of the first down. He is maybe less than a yard. I expect the Plants to go for it here on 4th down.
As 11:32 on the clock.
We can get a measurement here to see exactly how long it is, but I don't see anybody staring over there. It looks like a kicker from Mars, so I think he just wants to get a gauge of how far they have to go to get the first down.
If this was the Indy 500, we're in the pole position, just to let you know. Yeah. So you're the eyes on the other side of the pole.
Well, he's short by about less than a foot. I'd say 6 inches maybe. So, like I said, Mars has no kicker on the field, so they're going to go for it here on 4th down. It's going to be a huge stop for Newcastle if they can get it.
Be interesting to see if they try the middle, and will the Canes stack the middle?
Well, I tell you, if they don't stack the middle, they'd be crazy to, because Mars on the 3rd down in the first quarter went for a quarterback sneak. So I don't expect a whole lot different right now.
Everybody in tight.
He's got it.
Instead of Johnson on and carry. Right down by Nick Conrad. Johnson picks up the first down.
1st and goal. Now, there was good penetration by the Canes, but just seemed to miss.
Well, it looked like Johnson went to a different hole, and the penetration, which was there by one player, just wasn't there enough to stop him. He only needed about 6 inches, so he wasn't looking to try and break anything. I think he just wanted to fall forward enough to get the first down.
Ball resting on the 1 to the far side.
Ball he has a right back, I think.
And,
he has a right back.
Canes pointing that they have it, but nothing doing. That's a loss of a yard. It'll be a 2nd and 2.
Yeah, he was able to fall right back on the ball. I could see that really clearly from the beginning. I think he pulled out a little bit early. One of the issues that you will have in a situation like this, even though the field may be pretty good for footing, is the ball is going to be wet pretty much every snap because it's coming off of there. So that might have been an issue for him there.
Second back through, and it's a score for the Planets.
And that was a pretty easy situation there for him. Extra point, no real problem there. So Mars puts together a 58-yard drive.
Kick is up and good
To tie the game. And like we said, one of the things that the Planets wanted to do is control the ball and make Newcastle work on defense. And that was a critical drive for Mars to keep this game from getting out of hand early. So Canes are going to have to regroup here in a situation and see what they can come up with.
Special thanks to Tuscany Square, the William and Roger F. DeCarbo Funeral Home, and the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, as I was getting kind of squared away there, folks.
Get it all taken care of.
Yeah, I camera. We got a high traffic area here. Well, I just hope somebody brings a pizza or something.
Wow, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. If they do, they probably wouldn't be bringing it for us, though.
That's it.
Well, like I said, I thought because of the rain we'd have a late arriving crowd, and it looks like it because there's a whole lot more people here now than there was at kickoff. And I think a lot of people just figured, hey, look, it's not going to rain for the next couple hours. Let's go to the game now.
10 minutes to go in the second. We're tied at 7. If you're just joining us, Canes in the black shirts and Mars in all white. Mars just scoring, and we're awaiting the kick.
Needs a block.
This is a focus check, fans.
McElroy had a nice return there.
As one of our texts came in and said, "Get us a little bit focus," and that's what's great about Hurricane football on NCTV45. Everybody's a producer. We get to hear from everybody. Hope you're enjoying the game. And out come the Canes. 2 to the near side. Shotgun. Wing far side. Up the far sidelines. Getting out to the 40-yard line.
Gardner showed some quickness right there. He was able to bounce outside pretty quick and get about 11 yards for a first down. You know, he's not a super-sized kid playing in the backfield, but he's got good, quick feet, which means he's going to be able to, you know, just see a small crease and get through. And, you know, hey, if you can get 10 yards on the carry, you're going to be living well.
1st and 10, ball sitting on the 39-yard line. Kane sent to the near side, one far side. Motion to the near side, and
oh boy,
whole pile of white shirts on the stop.
Sometimes your feet doesn't matter when your quickness of your feet doesn't matter when you have 3 or 4 guys in front of you. Yeah, and that was just a tough situation. I think it may have even been if it was a read option, it might have been a bad read by Gino because it looked like he had a hole up the middle. Unless it was the pre-planned handoff to Gardner, but they're in some trouble now at 2nd and 19.
8:38 on a moving clock. 2nd and 18. 2 to the far side, wing near side. Stoney back to pass, and he has a whole lot of company.
We're going to get that ball away.
Making some moves himself and getting out of a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he didn't have much time to pass, but that was all him. You know, his ability to see the guys in front of him and realize he had nothing there, and he just took off. You know, again, quick feet by Stone, and that short speed got him what he got there. And it's definitely a manageable situation for them now.
That was almost Mars class reunion back there. There's a lot of white shirts.
I can hear giving out free donuts in the backfield, man.
Power eye for the Canes.
Great play. Gio's definitely been, you know, the offense tonight right now. His ability to make some plays there in situations, you know, it keeps the ball going forward at this point. Of course, he has a 60-yard run for the touchdown earlier in the game. So, you know, the ball's in his hands. He's always a threat to go to the house. And, you know, Newcastle's just working their way up the field at this point.
Power eye straight ahead. That's going to pick up 3.
McElroy with some tough yardage there. You know, just stuck his head down, went to the pound, moved it forward for a few yards, something manageable for Newcastle. But, you know, we haven't seen the passing game really get off at this point. Let's see if they can get something downfield to really stretch out this Mars defense.
Canes go power eye again. And it's sweet. Student body left. And Marcus with the run. Moving the ball to the 42. Making a 3rd and call it 3 for the Canes.
And you're seeing multiple guys run the ball for Newcastle from the tailback position, kind of looking for somebody who can break it. You know, you see Marcus ran at that last time. McElroy's run the ball. You know, they're just looking for something that they can get out on the outside and maybe take advantage of that speed that they have right now.
Timeout for the Canes. And when they take this timeout, we'd like to thank our sponsors, the Shenango Auto Mall, Crane Room, Cedars, 4 Brothers. Thanks to the Beanery Depot and Deli, the YMCA, Clark's Furniture, and Ferrone Brothers for bringing you this telecast of Hurricane football.
I tell you, Angelo, I love Ferrone Brothers hot garlic wings. Love him. Freddie's a great guy. He's done a great job. He's been very supportive of Newcastle sports for a long time, and he does a great job where he's at. And really appreciate all the things he's done for the community.
These people help keep community television on the air in Newcastle, and
I tell you, it's tremendous because there's a lot of people who watch around the country. You know what I mean? Because they're not here, but they're still fans. And if you grew up and you're around our age, you grew up Newcastle football was everything.
Now, Kane sent 2, 3 to the near side, 1 far side.
Straight
and Stoney goes flying ahead.
There was no doubt about that. I don't even know if that was a draw. Just like a quarterback power play, just caught it, went right into the line of scrimmage, and he got the first down. I tell you, the game's moving along at a pretty good pace right now.
Yeah.
You know, we're at the halfway mark of the second quarter almost. And, you know, it's been a well-played game, a couple of penalties here and there, and a couple of fumbles that Mars is able to recover. But like I said, the game's moving along pretty well. You can see this is 2 good teams.
Pass caught and in and out of hands. Falls incomplete.
Trying to run without the ball. Trying to make something happen a little bit too quickly, and just simply dropped it.
Canes are going to break the huddle, sending 2 to the near side and a wing, and 1 to the far side. Step back, pass,
Great catch.
caught, and advanced out to the 25-yard line.
That was a great catch by Hooker. I tell you, he's got some great hands, big hands, and he was able to snag that ball out of the air. It looked like it might have been a little bit high. You know, he's got to be careful carrying that ball in the open field the way he was carrying it, but great catch to keep this drive moving.
Kane's going to send 3 to the far side, 1 near side. There's a one-back set, Stoney and shotgun. Inside handoff straight ahead. Kane's crossed the 20 down to the 18.
And this is what we're talking about. You spread out the defense, you start worrying about the receivers out all over the field, and then you can run the ball up the middle the way they just did. Nice little 5-yard gain, puts in the second and very manageable situation.
2nd and 5. 3 to the far side, 1 near side.
Looking left.
Tough one.
You know, he locked on to McElroy right away, and for a second, I think McElroy actually thought he had to become a defender because when that ball was in the air, it looked like the Mars guy, the defender, was going to play it. And McElroy, I think, lost his concentration, a little bit too worried about the defender, and just really wasn't able to snag it.
Now we got 3 to the far side, 1 near side, 1 back set for the Canes. Absolutely
Blitz.
I don't know if you caught that. There was no middle linebacker.
No, the middle linebacker blitzed and threw the timing off. And, Jackson was able to get a hand up here at the line of scrimmage to knock the ball down. So Newcastle's in a kind of like no man's land situation. You're talking about a 37-yard field goal, which a lot of high school players don't. You know, a lot of high school teams don't have players to do that. Now it looks like they're going to go for here on 4th down. And just about
couldn't tell if the planets were ready or not. That's 3 to the far side. The Canes put 1 near side, and the 1 near side is Marcus. Stoney takes off and stopped.
I tell you, I think Morris saw that quarterback draw coming. You know, because as soon as he got the ball, the defenders really didn't respect the pass, stayed home and stopped Stoney in his tracks, and that's a good defensive stop for Mars. You know, to be able to keep Newcastle out of the end zone before the half, and let's see if Newcastle can do the same to Mars coming back.
Ball to 21, 5:29 on the clock. 1 far side, wing far side, and they run off tackle.
All right, Sid, is taken back here at Ricky. Right down by Giovanni Eggleston.
There's that 2nd and short you're talking about.
Exactly. You know, that was a pretty simple handoff. You know, they were able to open up a good hole and get through Newcastle. You know, the lineman on the last possession struggled because Mars, like I said, ran some pretty simple plays. And looks like a Newcastle player right now is down. Not sure if, I'm sorry, his shoes are tied.
So now they call it first down.
So you got 10 out of it. And,
wow.
That's some pretty good service. You get your shoes tied there, right there by a teammate. That's pretty good.
3 to the near side, 1 back set. Inside handoff goes nowhere.
You see Ricky right there was looking to try and, Mars is trying to fool them, but Ricky with a quick little put up in the middle. They had sent 3 guys to the outside as if they were in a passing formation. The Newcastle had nothing on them. They were able to stop him in his tracks. Now it's going to be 2nd and long. This is more than Newcastle's liking here.
Second and 11. 4:20 on the clock. Mars sends 2 to the near side. There's a 2-back set. And
Oh boy, I think they might have got him for a face mask.
flag.
Yeah, I think Connor might have got him on a face mask there. I can't really completely tell from up here, but the way he went down, yeah, it's a personal foul, face mask. That's going to be a big penalty because that's going to be, instead of 3rd and 7 or 8, it's going to be now 1st down, and it's going to be close to midfield for Mars.
Face masking on the Canes. That's going to move the ball. Mars 1st and 10 at the 49. One to the near side, wing far side. Second back on sweeping to the far side of the field, and Canes stop it. A pickup of 3.
That was a good play by Ricky to get what he got because Newcastle really strung that out. He was able to cut back and get a couple of yards, but Newcastle made a good defensive play by not letting him get to the outside and break anything big there and forcing Mars into a passing situation. Now, as we near the 3-minute mark, Mars has got to kind of speed things up a little bit if they want to score before the half.
3:11 on the clock. 2-back set, wing near side and split out near side. First back through, stopped by the Canes.
Right down by Matt Sinchek and Giovanni Eagleston.
Inside interior of the Canes line playing pretty well.
For the most part, they have. You know what I mean? Again, that's one of those situations we talked about earlier. You got to play your position and play your responsibility. At that time, Mars had a guy swinging back around as if they were going to look for a pitch. Gave the ball to the fullback, but the defensive line was right there in mass, and they were able to take that away. So now it's going to be a passing down for Mars.
3rd and 7, 2:28 on the clock.
Good hit.
And hit right at the 45. Caught at the 45 and dropped at the 45. Making it 4th and 5.
Geno Stone again having a really quality night for Newcastle offensively and defensively. Great hit there. All legal in the situation that he had and was able to stop the receiver right in his tracks, force a 4th and mid-range. Mars is going to run the clock down here.
1:40 on the clock, and this is huge because the Planets don't look like they're sending anybody in the punt.
I think they're going to punt. I think he's just going to take a penalty here, or maybe even call a timeout as he just did. Run the clock down. You know Newcastle's offense is dangerous. They want to give them as little time as possible. Interesting that Joey Coward, Newcastle's coach, would not call a timeout.
1:36, and with that timeout, we'd like to thank our sponsors. We'd like to thank in part the Beanery Depot and Deli, the YMCA, Clark's Furniture, Ferrone Brothers for making high school football possible on this community station, NCTV45. We'd also like to thank Pegley's, Pasta and More, Keystone Specialty, Michael Joseph, State Farm Agent, and the MAD Unit, Mobile Auto Detailing. Second, we'll call it 4 for the Planets. 1:36 on the clock.
Well, I tell you what's interesting is Newcastle doesn't really have the true punt team in, the punt receiving team in. You see Stones back there with Marcus Hooker. I don't expect Mars to go out and go for it here, but maybe they will. I tell you what, it would be a huge gamble because if Newcastle could stop right around, where they're at. They're going to have great field position with enough time to go in for a score.
Yeah, that's a short field for the Canes. Now, one comes out to the near side as the Planets break the huddle. And they're going to watch the long count here. Straight ahead, and that was right up and stopped.
Huge play. Huge play right there. Anderson met him gotta wonder. You come on timeout, you sit down and talk about that, and then you come up with basically a straight-ahead play on 4th and 5. Yeah, I'm not sure what they thought they saw of Newcastle's defense, but Newcastle, as you said, has played pretty well for the most part up the middle. And to run that play on 4th down is kind of a head scratcher at this point. But
Newcastle will take it. And 90 seconds to go. Canes 1st and 10. Ball on the 44-yard line. Canes got 2 to each side. One back set.
Passing formation. Let's see what he's got. Right down the middle. Ooh. Tell you what, he was open almost from the beginning. Still might have held it for a second too long. He might have,
and I got to tell you, I was on that one. Everybody at home saw that.
Yeah, he was open there.
Off the hands. Tough break for the Canes.
Again, like I said, one of the things about a field like this is that we will have the ball. It will have water on the ball pretty much the whole time, but you got to catch that one right there because that's going to get you in great position.
2 to each side.
I wouldn't doubt a quarterback draw here. Nope. Nowhere to go.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, McElroy all the way on the other side of the field, but it was a pretty smart play not to throw it. You know, it's a tough situation when you throw the ball that far across your body. That's when it gets picked off. So smart play by Stone. Probably would have been a little bit smarter by just basically throwing it away. But now it's 3rd and 13.
Third and 13 for the Canes, who break the huddle, sending trips to the far side, one near side.
Let's see if they try and isolate Hooker here. He's looking for him. Look, runs a post. Oh, my. Wow.
Minute 13. Canes did not lose a whole lot of time there.
Wow, you know, they got what they wanted. They had single coverage on Hooker. He was able to get right to the middle of the field. Good pass, too. Couldn't ask very much more. And he just dropped it, man. Things like that happen. But, you know, you got to keep playing.
There's the punt. Fielded and down at the 30. Minute 7. Special thanks to Pegley's Pasta More, Sporting Goods, Washington Center Physical Therapy. Hello there, Norm. Big Paulie Sports Bar and Mary Turner's Day Spa.
Well, Mars has not completed a pass in the first half, so I don't expect them to really do a whole lot here. I think we're going to go into the locker room tied at 7 because I think we're going to see maybe a dive or 2 unless Coach Coward uses his timeouts and makes him have to run a few more plays. But I don't see a whole lot.
2 back set, wing and split to the near side, second back through. And ball crosses the 40-yard line, which means that's a first down with 59.3 on the clock. Remember, the Canes are going to get the ball in the second half.
Yes, they will. But I tell you what, I was wrong there because now Mars gets a first down on that play. And if they want to see if they can go downfield, they may have a shot here because they still have a couple of timeouts left.
Motion away, pull back through.
Johnson on the carry.
Clock still running.
Check.
32 seconds on the clock. Let's take this time to thank 26 Bar and Grill, Lombardo's Apothecary, Bill's Bake Shop, Butts, Gatherings, Joseph's Market, On Target Printing, We make you look good on paper. Pokeberry, the Branding Iron, Chihuahua and Carney, DiCaprio Cleaners, and Daimio and Olson.
Well, it was interesting, Angelo. Mars called a timeout there because, like I said, they haven't completed the pass in the first half. So they must have some intention to try and throw the ball down the field to try and possibly get at least a field goal attempt before the half.
With 32 seconds left now, visions of last year come to mind with the ability to kick field goals, as Mars has always had a pretty strong kicking game.
Well, the thing about situations like that, sometimes, nobody's expecting you to make one. It takes a little pressure off the kicker. And if he can just, get a hold of one, he can put one through. We don't have a whole lot of wind here tonight. It's not one of those situations. And if they can complete some down the field, they still have a timeout. They might be able to get into field goal range. And if somebody misses a tackle, it could be worse. But, the flip side of that coin is if one of those defensive backs for Newcastle gets an interception, they can certainly take it back to the house the other way.
Right, and Mars sending one to the near side, two back set. It doesn't, second back through and stopped right short of midfield as they line up for the next play.
Called
Now, interesting set. Look where the back is. They down the ball, and I guess they just were doing it just to down the ball. Now, there's 21 seconds on the clock. Ball's resting on the 46-yard line.
Well, I got to believe they need at least 20 yards to have an outside shot for a field goal. Again, still with a timeout.
Yeah. Well, if the ball rests on the 30, you've got a good 48-yard field goal.
Yeah, and in high school, that's a tough situation. And again, on a wet field, that plant leg might be a little bit tough to get down. So he's going to have to get some yardage here.
Two to the far side, two back set.
Oh, wow,
Pass
the other way.
over the middle.
Oh, boy. I'll tell you what, he had his choice of receivers back there that time. It looked like Stone went with the number 7 there, Johnson, and the back leaked out of the backfield down the sideline. Stone actually looked like he was playing two guys. And luckily for Newcastle, he dropped the ball, and we've seen that a whole lot this first half from both teams.
13.5 on the clock. Special thanks to Little Johnny's 2, Main Street Clothiers, Nino's 2 Tomatoes, and Paul D. Weller. Tuscany Square, the William F. and Roger DeCarbo Funeral Home, and the Medicine Shop Pharmacy. Here we go. Wing to each side. Timeout Canes. And 13.5. What really scared me on that last play is the fact that both guys seemed to create separation with the defensive backs.
It looked like they were playing some type of zone in that point situation, and the quarterbacks just didn't drop back deep enough. And like I said, Geno Stone was back there with two guys playing safety. The quarterback chose one guy, and like I said, both of them were open. But fortunately, there was a drop there. This is a good time out here by Joey Coward. Not going to halftime with any questions in regards to their defense. Knowing full well you still had a timeout left. Just go over all the things that you've gone over all week for the scouting, the plays they like to run in situations like this. Just remind guys of their assignment. The last thing you want to do is have them get any type of points before the half in the last 13 and a half seconds.
Everything going is billed as the score is 7-7 with 13.5 seconds. Ball resting on the 46. 3rd and 10, but the big story is the clock. And Canes are well back this time as defensive backs stand at about the 30-yard line.
He's got 5 DBs in the game at this point, so he's got nickel. And with Hooker, Stone, and McElroy back there, should be able to keep everything in front of him.
Two back set and draw.
Isaiah Dobbs was taken by Isaiah Johnson.
Looks like the Planets decided better, and that'll be it as we.
He
1 second.
literally called us a timeout.
He called it with 0.1 second
in
on the
1/10 of a
clock.
second, actually.
And
I don't know if he could do that again if he tried.
I don't think he could.
I tell you what, that's incredible timing. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever seen that.
That is amazing. You're watching NCTV45, Newcastle's community television station. And we thank you for being along and making us Newcastle's favorite media source.
I tell you, the game was exactly what we expected it to be. We saw the big play by Newcastle early in the game to get on the board, and we saw a long drive, almost 60 yards, both drives actually for both teams for touchdowns. And Mars was, just grinding it out, running a lot of stuff up the middle. Nothing too fancy. They haven't been able to complete a pass, but we knew that they weren't really a passing team. Newcastle's really kind of rode Geno Stone having a really big game here in the first half. But, it's been well played, and it's really even. And it's going to be the second half where somebody's going to have to make a play, and really somebody's going to have to possibly catch the ball more than anything. Now, I'm not sure if they put time back on the clock or if there's a clock malfunction. It looks like there's
1.70 on the clock, and this is a dangerous thing for a team that doesn't throw the ball. 3 to the wide side. Newcastle's speed, if they pick this off and go, look out.
Well, this is a Hail Mary type formation. I haven't seen the quarterback have this kind of arm strength to throw the ball 50, 55 yards down the field.
Now, there is a one-back set for the Planets who are in shotgun.
He's just going to run.
He takes off running. And that's going to do it. So as we go to halftime, the score, Newcastle 7 and the Planet 7. Now, we're going to let you pick up the halftime festivities, and we'll be right back at you with the exciting second half. That was the Mars Planet Marching Band. And now the Pride of Newcastle, the Red Hurricane Marching Band, will be taking the field shortly. You're watching NCTV45 in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. And we're at halftime of the Mars Planets taking on the Newcastle Red Hurricane. The score tied at 7 on what has turned out to be a beautiful night for football. Now we're going to pick some more of the halftime entertainment up as the Newcastle Red Hurricane Marching Band plans to take the field.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your Newcastle Red Hurricane Marching Band. The band is directed by Mr. Nick Yoho and assisted by Mr. John Honeycraft. Drum majors are Abby Albright and Haley Havana. Tonight, for your halftime entertainment, we will present a show filled with music that has topped the Billboard charts. We begin with a song that was made popular by the American rock band, the Doobie Brothers. And now we will kick off our halftime show with Taking It to the Streets. Our next song was written and performed by American singer Demi Lovato. We will now feature our candy canes and pop rock band song Confidence. Mr. Yellow and Mr. Onyebrock are assisted by percussion instructor Robert Polino and brass band instructors Connor Daniel and Roy Vicentino. The team teams are in the direction of Leah Bruno and Zipay Smith.
You're watching NCTV45 in Newcastle, and that concludes the halftime. We'd like to thank our sponsors, the Shenango Auto Mall, Crane Room, Cedars, and Four Brothers Urban Bistro. Score tie here at sevens. We'd also like to thank the Beanery Depot and Deli, the YMCA, Clark's Furniture, and Ferrone Brothers. Thanks in part to Pegley's Pasta and More, Keystone Specialty, State Farm, Michael Joseph Agent, the Mad Unit, Sporting Goods, Washington Center Physical Therapy, Big Paulie Sports Bar, Mary Turner's Day Spa. Also, special thanks to 26 Bar and Grill, Lombardo's Apothecary, Bill's Bake Shop, Butts, Gatherings Banquet Center, Joseph's Market, On Target Printing, we make you look good on paper, and Pokeberry Exchange. Special thanks to the Branding Iron, Chilella and Carney's, DiCaprio Cleaning, Daimio and Olson. Little Johnny's 2, Main Street Clothiers, Nino's 2 Tomatoes, Paul D. Weller, Tuscany Square, the William F. and Roger DeCarbo Funeral Home, and the Medicine Shop right next door in Washington Center. And Jason, the chill bug came out here, is it?
I tell you what, tomorrow's the first day of October, and it feels like it tonight. I mean, a little bit more of a breeze right now. I think the cold weather has kind of kicked in a little bit, but it's still football weather.
Yeah.
I got to give a lot of credit. I watched both bands, and they were really both good, very good, And I was even impressed by the Mars band that watched Newcastle's band around the sideline. They didn't go up into the stands until Newcastle got done. So give a lot of credit to both bands and the directors. The kids did a great job, and they came on and got off real quick. And this game's right on time as far as it goes. So great job to both bands.
There you go, and we got 2 minutes and counting, and the Canes will get the ball first in this third quarter. What are you expecting to see?
I tell you, Newcastle hasn't really been able to complete too many passes. They have thrown the ball down the field, but you saw a few drops. I expect them to try and spread Mars out a little bit more. It gives Gino a little bit more room to operate if he does decide to run the ball. The middle of the field has been open, and they just haven't been able to hit on it. But I expect Mars offensively to do the same thing they did in the first half. I think they're just going to try and control the ball. They really haven't done anything beyond, some quick hitters and some dives. Just try to take advantage of the size they have up front, which isn't huge, but they've had some good blocking at times. But it's been a really evenly played game. So, I think this may come down to the last team that has the ball might be the winner.
Yeah, that speed always kills, and the Canes look to be one step away from breaking
You're right.
a run. Now, I'm looking at the clock that has 40 seconds on it, and the Mars Planet's out on the field. The Canes making their way to the field now, as I see a couple of coaches, and
looks like the referees probably went down there to get them.
Yeah.
There's one coming out of the locker room right now, so not sure how much time we'll have to warm up. I know teams like to stretch a little bit, especially on nights like tonight where it gets a little bit cold when you can sit around for 20, 25 minutes. So I don't know if Newcastle will have that luxury to actually go out and do that because the time is just running off the clock as we speak. You can see the coaches are making their way back up to the press box. So all the preparations have been made. So we'll see if the adjustments will work for either team.
And here come the Canes.
We'll go from there.
I had to take care of some texting. My wife got a warmer seat. She went and sat in her car to warm up.
Oh, boy. That's a commitment for you right there.
There you go. I said, well, watch on your phone. We're anytime on your time. NCTV45.
I tell you what, Angela, my son played for Newcastle 2006, 2007. I went to a game at Elizabeth Ford in 2007, and it was about 10 degrees colder, and it was raining sideways. And I swear, me and my brother went down. Elizabeth Ford's got to be 75 miles from here. And my brother and I went down, and there was probably 50 people in the stands. And the rain was blowing sideways, so there was nowhere we could go to actually get away from it. We went underneath. They had a roof like similar to this one, and we're just getting rained on all game. And my brother tells me at the end, your son owes me big time for coming to this game. I said, he's 16 years old. What's he going to give you? But that's what it gets like in situations like this. We started the game and it cleared up and looked like it was going to be a really nice night. And, if it gets a little bit too clear, then the temperature drops 10 degrees. Next thing you know, you're up in the stands shivering. So it happens.
There you go.
But, if you're wearing the pads and you're wearing all the other things, it's great for football players.
Yeah.
But to sit and watch, especially if you're around all this metal, it can get pretty cold pretty quickly.
Well, the Canes are loosened up. Everybody's ready to go. We're going to get underway here in about a minute.
I see Coach Pat Kane is out there in shorts. So
I see that.
Pat played for me when he was in high school, so he's considerably younger than I am. I think if I had shorts on right now, I'd probably be under the covers. Certainly wouldn't be walking around out here. So
definitely hear you there.
Pat's a young guy. He's a strong guy. He's a heck of a coach and heck of a kid, a heck of a man now. And he's got great circulation because right now to be out there in shorts,
we only graduated a few years ago.
Well, it's been quite a while. It's funny now because I look at some of the coaches, and I actually coached them as basketball players in high school a long time ago. They've been out of school for a long time. And so, it makes me realize how old I've become in this process. I still remember seeing Pat play in that state championship team and, that great run they had with the playoffs, and that was 1998, which is, we're pushing 20 years. And Pat looks like he could probably put on the pads right now and play if he had to.
Yeah.
But, he's done a great job, and, he and Joey were very close in high school, and they've remained close. And he's, I know, very, very integral part of this coaching staff. And, they've done a good job. They've had a tough loss to Aliquip at the start, but they bounced back with some wins. And if they get this one tonight, I tell you, next week at South Fayette is going to be a huge game. We were just talking about it at halftime. Might be the game of the week in the WPIAL, but gotta take care of business this first half. The second half.
Well, here the Mars Planets are. They're out. They're going to kick off. Canes will get the ball back to receive for the Canes, and I'm going to apologize because I think it's stony back there, but I can't see because of our favorite pole position, as we call it, just like the Indy 500.
Looks like McElroy's right there in the middle.
There you go.
The far side is Garrett Farah, so it's going to be Farah.
ball returned. Soto returns the ball out to, we'll call it the 27-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Canes.
27-yard line.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Stone wasn't actually in the play on the kickoff return. And I'm not sure if he's a regular guy. He has multiple choices to put back there to return kicks and punt. So, I think he can use any number of guys. So we'll see if Gino can get things going right now.
Canes send one to each side, wing near side, one back set, shotgun for the Canes. Motion, and straight ahead goes Stoney out to the 30. That's going to pick up a 3.
Pretty simple situation there, just trying to see if Gino can get some decent yardage following behind Giovanni Eggleston, who's playing kind of like an H-back, fullback type situation. So trying to get him off to a quick start here to start the second half. Just got a few, but there's something somewhat manageable. Let's see what happens here.
2nd and 7 for the Canes, one to each side. Wing far side. Flag on the play. Looks like a holding.
It's definitely a holding in a situation like that. Newcastle comes out and runs 2 simple plays for Geno Stone to try and see if he can break something. I'm not sure if that was Giovanni Eggleston on the hold or not, kind of slow off the ball in a situation like that. And again, Mars was able to kind of keep Stone bottled up. And if you're Mars, seeing what Stone has done in the first half, and he's basically been the offense for Newcastle, the one thing you're going to do is key on him. Or make somebody else beat you, one of those receivers make him catch a pass, or see if a running back can break a long run. But you're definitely not looking to let Stone get off and do anything.
Ball on the 21, 2nd and 17. 3 to the near side, 1 far side, back to pass. Inside screen, and that's a pick for a touchdown. Planets read that absolutely perfectly.
I tell you what, that was a situation where that was one of those plays where it was an inside screen to Marcus Booker, and as he came back, peeled back for the ball, Hunter Cooper was just getting up the field. I don't know if he saw the play developing or he just happened to be the right guy in the right spot and made a good catch because the ball was thrown on the line. But he caught that ball, took it right to the house, and that's a game-changing play if there ever was one.
That puts the Canes in a position to have to answer as we go upfield. It is 14 for the Planets and 7 for the Canes. Now 10:46 left in the third. Special thanks to Shenango Auto Mall, Crane Room, Cedars, Four Brothers Urban Bistro, for bringing you community television and high school football in what I call the greatest castle in the world in the county of Lawrence. And 10:46 on the clock. Just an unfortunate play. The question is, can the Canes respond quickly to take the sting out of that score?
Well, and the tough thing about that is Newcastle was able to score first and was up 7-0. So now Mars has put together 14 points when Newcastle's got back on the board. And, we talked about at the outset, and one of the things that the team wants to do is get behind because Mars will hold the ball a little bit more than Newcastle will, but Newcastle has the ability to score quickly. So Newcastle's going to want to bounce back here and get a good drive going right away. That's going to be a hold again on the return, and that's the second hold in 4 plays Newcastle's had here in the second half, and after a pretty well played first half in regards to penalties.
Yeah, we didn't have any
had a
laundry on the field in that first half.
Yeah, you had a couple holds on Mars, but now Newcastle's kind of shooting themselves in the foot. They're going to have some starting field position inside their own 20 at this point, and that's not what you want to do after you just threw a pick six.
And that's going to put the ball back on about the 11-yard line.
Yep. Yep, you're right. The 11-yard line is where you start now. You know, this is the same situation where you got to be careful because you just had one return into the end zone by a lineman who only had to go about 20-some yards, and you want to get something going forward because
one the near side to the far side, straight up run and nothing doing.
That's Gardner right
to
there.
The line of scrimmage.
It's interesting. Newcastle's come on pretty conservative in this second half. You had the first couple of plays of Stone just running forward on the inside, and now the same thing with Gardner. So I was expecting to spread it out a little bit.
Yeah, because of the pole. Now, they put 3 to the far side, and it looks like single coverage on the outside. I think the Canes can outrun them.
Again, another good catch by Hooker.
That's going to be a pickup of about 5, 6. Call it 3rd and 4.
Well, you got to believe the Planets are going to key on Geno Stone at this point. You know, he obviously only needs about 4 yards to get a first down, and he's been primarily their offense for the night. Somebody for Newcastle is going to have to make a play at this point because I think the Mars Planets are going to be looking for Geno.
Ball caught.
They may have dropped that.
Incomplete. Out to the 20.
I think he was short of the first down, but I think when he got spun around, he dropped the ball.
And here comes the Cane punt team.
And that's not what you wanted to do.
9:21, and that's definitely not what you wanted.
Yeah. And Mars is going to be set up in really good field position unless Geno really kicks the ball here.
Snap a little high.
Ball's got some backspin there.
And looks like the 40. Special thanks to the Beanery Depot and Deli, the YMCA, Clark's Furniture, and Ferrell Brothers for keeping community television on the air in the greatest castle in the world, in the county of Lawrence. You're listening to and watching to NCTV45 and NC Radio 450, Newcastle's community station.
This is going to be obviously a big set of downs for both teams. Newcastle's going to have to show some mettle and some mental toughness to try and keep Mars out of the end zone.
Trap off the right side, stopped for a 2-yard gain.
They've been
we'll call it
part,
2nd and 8.
They've been able to control that play without having a really big gain out of it. Again, we've been saying it all night. Newcastle wants to keep Mars in 2nd and 3rd long situations. This is 2nd and 8, so Mars is still probably going to look to run the ball. You know, they're not really a passing team.
Wing far side, one near side, modified jet, and out of bounds, and it looks like out of bounds at the 32.
And Garrett Rickey, I tell you what, he's had a pretty decent game. He's only 5'8", he's 160 pounds, but he's got good speed. He's been able to get to the outside. Newcastle kind of strung that out, and Rickey still made something out of it to make it a manageable 3rd down. You can see a Newcastle player coming off from an injury here.
Yeah, 3rd and 3 here for the Planets, and a big stop needed by the Canes. The Planets send one to the near side, wing far side, 2-back set.
Long count.
Second back through off the right side, and he stopped.
This is going to be based on the
At
placement
the
right now.
30, maybe short of the 30, bringing up fourth down.
I tell you, this official, I think, has him as a first down. Where he was standing. Now they're having some reconsiderations here, so I'm not sure what they're going to look at.
We're right in the pole position, so I don't have a good view of that first down marker. Looks like the nose of the ball's on the 30.
He's waving them down. So
He's waving them down, so I guess, yeah. First and 10 for the Planets.
At the Newcastle 30.
Remember, Mars took over with just over 9 minutes left here in this quarter, and you know, you're talking about 2 minutes to run 3 plays. They're going to try and grind it out.
Split out and wing to the far side, sweep, and that picks up 5.
That's Johnson.
Knocked out of bounds by Giovanni Eggleston.
Johnson's bigger than Granke. He's not as big, not as quick, but he's bigger, and they've used that as a 1-2 punch to try and grind out the running game. And there's no shame to what they're trying to do. They're just trying to control the ball, look to get 3, 4, 5 yards on first down, make it something manageable on the second down, and just basically keep the ball away from Newcastle.
Planets, 2-back set, wing near side, split out near side, and stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Right handoff is taken by Johnson. Johnson brought down by Nick Conant.
Conant and Semchek making a good play there to keep Johnson right there at the line of scrimmage. Again, Newcastle's interior defense has played pretty well for the most part. You know, that's the reason why we have a 7-7 game. They're going to have to make a decent play, probably these next 2 plays, because I got to believe this is 4-down territory for the Planets.
3rd and 4 for the Planets. 2 to the far side, 2-back set. Jet comes at them and up inside the 20 and rumbling, stumbling down to about the 11-yard line.
Brought down by Jake Evans.
Granke again with 13 yards on the carry. And it's like you said, it's like a modified jet sweep. He's not really a receiver. He's coming out of the backfield, but he's getting some extra run from going one side of the field to the next. And you know, the kid's only a sophomore, so he's got a really good future ahead of him. And he's put them in a good position. He's played pretty well overall tonight.
Canes need to take care of business here. Straight ahead dive. That's down to the 5.
Right handoff taken by Isaiah Johnson. Right down by Nick Conant.
In these last couple of plays, Newcastle's interior lines looks a little worn down. Again, you know, this drive is pushing 4 minutes on a short field.
The Planets have no turnovers thus far. That would be a nice time.
Yes, it would be to turn one over, especially this deep in Newcastle territory. They have fumbled twice, but they recovered both of them.
Inside run and stopped again at the 5-yard line.
Brought down by Lamar Matthews.
Matthews was a good stop, really getting the hole and stop Granke before he got anything going. And pretty much the way Mars has run this drive, Granke and Johnson have carried the ball alternately. So Granke just had this carry. I'm looking for Johnson to get the next one if you can keep it as simple as possible.
That's it. Ball resting just inside the 5. The scorekeeper has it at the 3, but I'm looking at the official. Linesman standing on the 4.
Yeah, it's definitely at the 4.
There's that modified jet again, and
he's battling.
He scores.
Ricky on the carry for Matters. Gets into the end zone for the Mars touchdown.
4:36, and the Planets push another one across the goal line. making it 20-7.
Looks like there's an injured
And a
Kane
player
on the
down
field.
on the other side of the field. And I can't see as we're back to that pole position again. We'll
Yeah, I
take
really
this time
couldn't
to thank Pegley's Pasta, More Keystone Specialty, State Farm agent Michael Joseph, the MAD unit, Sporting Goods, Washington Center Physical Therapy, Big Paulie's Sports Bar, and Mary Turner's Day Spa.
It's interesting, Angelo, how little things add up. Newcastle on the last kickoff after Mars scored to take a 14-7 lead, got a caught for a holding. Started from their own 11. When you have, a situation like that, you kind of tighten up the playbook because you just had a pick six. They had 3 and out, short kick. Mars gets the ball at their own 40 and only has to go 40 yards for a touchdown. And that holding was really, really kind of has snowballed into a bad situation for Newcastle, to where now it's a touchdown for Mars, and the Canes are going to have to, put some things together to really get back in this game, because the trouble with playing from behind against a team that just grinds it out is that you just don't have as much time on the clock as it looks like. And that's Farrow who gets up on his own. I think that's Farrow on his own.
You're definitely going to need some fast break offense coming out of this, and Mars lines up to kick, and kick is down, up, and good.
Good second down for the extra point is good. There's 4:36 left to go in the third quarter. The score, Pirates 21.
21-7, Planets up with 4:36 in the third. Canes definitely need to find some short power, quick lightning to change things around.
It's one of those things where, if you're the staff, you're telling your kids you got to keep playing. You got 16 and a half minutes left in the game. That's a lot of time. You don't have to make it all up on one play. But you got to get back to the basics that got you that touchdown on the first drive of the game. You got to, make some blocks, catch your pass if you throw it, and if you see a hole, take advantage of it. Don't look for the big play every time. If it's there, take it. If not, get the yards you need to get. You got to have your composure. Don't get panicked because you've given up 21 straight. Just keep playing because you know that you can make the plays that you have to make. It's just a matter of sticking to your game plan. And I see that Geno Stone is back there for Garrett Farrah, so it'll be interesting to see if they kick near him or try and stay away from him, because the other two guys are pretty dangerous too.
Well, the quick strike offense of the Canes gives them the ability to move the ball quickly and erase this deficit. Now, ball spotted at the 40, and
they kept it away from both these guys.
Smart fair catch at the 30-yard line.
Smart play there. I think, you're talking about that's Josh Thomason, who fair caught the ball at the 30. He knows he's not the guy that you're looking to return the ball, and he's in there to block. He caught it and made sure the Newcastle had possession because, again, not looking to be a hero, just doing his job. So it's a smart play by Thomason, giving the offense a chance to get on the field, decent field position, so again a chance to put together a drive to get back in this one.
Now, the Canes come out, and they're positioning 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side, and 1 back set. The wings on the near side, the Planet's still in single coverage, and ball stopped at the line of scrimmage, maybe even a loss of 1.
Like Gardner had something when he got the ball in the handoff. The hole quickly closed up. He tried to bounce outside, and Mars was able to string him out and get him for a loss of 1. They were looking to try and deflect the defense by having them follow Marcus Hooker in motion, but that was a no-go, and Gardner wasn't able to get anything on the carry. Actually lose a yard.
2nd and 11. Canes sending 3 to the far side, 1 near side. Back to pass. Ball over the middle to Marcus Hooker.
That's probably coming back. Looks like there's a flag right there at the 26-yard line in the area of holding. Ran that same exact play earlier in the game. Marcus Hooker dropped the ball. This time made a good catch in some traffic. And unfortunately, it's going to come back for holding. That is the 3rd holding call of the second half. And that one really hurts because that was a very big gain that's going to come back.
An issue for the Canes as that holding's going to nullify what was a substantial gain. Now, there's 3:42 left in the third. And 21-7 advantage to Players Planets.
And see, in high school, you know, that's 3 extra yards because they called it at the 26 instead of a line of scrimmage. It's from the spot of the foul, so it's back to the 16.
Back to pass. Ball goes up and just over the head of Marcus Hooker. I thought that was a good call.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that man-on-man coverage, I think we're a little faster than them at the wideouts.
Well, that's definite. And I think calling that on second down was a good call because, you know, Mars now on third down is going to drop back pretty much to about the 35 or 40. Just Gino showed some arm strength there, but a little bit too much arm strength as he out threw Marcus for about 3 or 4 yards. But
trips to the far side. Gino eludes one and picked off and right at the pole. Now, pass rolled incomplete.
Okay, looked like Chismar. Obviously, we couldn't see between the pole and the Newcastle bench. Still looked like he was trying to either throw it away or trying to squeeze something into Marcus Hooker, and it's just nothing there. And that's one of those situations where, unfortunately, you're not going to get a whole lot of options on 3rd and 23. Kind of dodged the bullet in a situation like that, and now they're going to have to punt, and the defense is going to have to come up big. Oh, boy.
Oh, a little problem there.
Great play.
Gets out of the end zone and sails down to the 35-yard line. And that snap was a wild situation.
That was a tremendous play by Stone to keep his composure enough to get a kickoff. 19 yards is certainly better than a safety or a possible touchdown in a situation like that. But, you know, the wheels are slowly coming off at this point. Something's got to happen for Newcastle to turn this around.
Let's take a second to thank our sponsors, Sporting Goods, Washington Center Physical Therapy, the Mad Unit, Big Paulie Sports Bar, 26 Bar and Grill, the Barto's Apothecary, Bill's Bake Shop, and Butts. 2 to the near side. Second back through, and that picks up some yardage down to the 29.
And Mars is running Johnson inside and Granke on the outside at this point. And again, you know, that ball control that they've had and the ability to
You're going to get a good dose of running here.
Yeah, and that ability to just get enough yardage to make manageable downs is really making it tough for Newcastle. Johnson now again in the backfield.
2nd and 4, sweep, far side. And ball gets out to the 26-yard line. .217 on a moving clock. They're spotting the ball at the 27. 3rd and call it 2.
And I don't expect Mars to
Canes.
do anything
Canes need to
different.
stop here, but this is like a 2-down situation
Yes.
for Mars.
Well, again, he's got Johnson and Granke back there now. And there's that same play.
Yeah, there's that modified jet, and that's giving the
Stepped out.
Canes trouble all night. It looks like he stepped out of bounds.
Ricky on the carry, steps out of bounds, makes up the Mars first down.
They're saying he stepped out at the 19.
He stepped out in the cutback. Obviously, he hadn't been tackled, and it just shows you right there that he was able to gain close to 9 yards before he stepped out of bounds. And basically what they're doing is running Johnson up the middle and Granke outside. I mean, there's just no.
Well, they run that unbalanced to that far side. That presents a problem. There's a second back through who cuts back and inside the 15 down to the 13.
And the rain is starting to fall here, Angelo, and it's not really heavy. It's just kind of drifting in the air here. So you see people in the stands running for cover as we near the end of the third quarter.
1:18 on the clock. Mars sends one to the far side, and two-back set. Wing is on the far side also. Fullback up through the middle gets to the 10.
That's it on the carry. Right down by a big one.
We're under a minute with 45 seconds. Special thanks to Gatherings, Joseph's Market, On Target Printing. We make you look good on paper. And Pokeberry Exchange.
When you see on that last situation, it's almost the same play. It's just a variation. You're either running Johnson from the same set right up the middle, or they fake the handoff and give it to Granke on the sweep on the outside.
3rd and 1.
Again, Johnson right up the middle, just powering his way.
And just powering the ball.
Boy.
That's it on the carry. Gets into the end zone for the Mars touchdown.
And I didn't initially see a signal, but I guess they called it a score. 27-7
It was
with
hard
7.2 seconds left.
hard to see down there because his helmet came off in the end zone. I wasn't sure if it was the ball or the helmet that actually crossed the plane. And I think the referee is talking to one of the linesmen to see if that's what the case. And Mars has quickly run onto the field to line up for an extra point. But, there's no instant replay or anything like that in high school. So, the signal stands, and they're in for the extra point to try and make it 28-7.
Blocked by the Canes.
Right, sticking the ball.
27-7
7 seconds left to go in the
with
third.
7.2 seconds.
Mars 27, Newcastle 7.
Special thanks to the Branding Iron, Chihuahua and Carney's, DiCaprio Cleaners, Daniel and Olson, Little Johnny's 2, Main Street Clothiers, Nino's 2 Tomatoes, Paul D. Weller, Tuscany Square, the William F. and Roger DiCarbo Funeral Home, and the Medicine Shop Pharmacy right next door in Washington Center.
It's such a funny game, Angelo. Mars has 3 scores in this quarter, and they have 75 total yards. A defensive touchdown, a 40-yard drive, and a 35-yard drive. And field position is so important in the game, and Newcastle's been on the bad side of that this second half, and it's really been their doom at this point.
They did it relatively quickly, too, working with a short field.
Well, I think it's one of those situations where they saw something that's been working, and they really, have just pounded it. They haven't run too much of a variation. They're running up the middle or to the right side almost every time. And the combination of Johnson's size and strength and Granke's speed has really worn Newcastle down. And on 2 touchdown drives, and Canes have just got to find a way to get back up off the canvas here and get a score.
There's a kick. Kick sails out of the end zone. He'll come out to the 20.
Next kick goes into the end zone for the touchback. Newcastle will have it first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Well, no time went off the clock.
Well, true. And, hey, you never know. If he throws an incompletion, we might have another play before the fourth quarter starts. But let's see if they can get something going, get them back to the basics, and see if we can isolate somebody to get on the outside and take advantage of that speed.
One to the far side, Canes power I. Straight ahead. That's going to do it for the third. As we go to the fourth quarter, it's the Mars Planets 27 and the Newcastle Red Hurricanes 7. Would like to thank you for watching NCTV45, Newcastle's community television station. And I'd like to thank Jason Rankin for partnering up and on this homecoming evening in Newcastle.
Appreciate that. Thank you for having me. You know, one of the things I can say is that, especially for high school sports, this game moves really quickly. When you watch a game on TV, college or pro, there's so much hesitation between plays. But in high school, I'll tell you what, the game moves really quickly. You got to be ready for it if you're watching it and announcing, you know, because you only have 25 seconds between plays, and you know they're right at the line of scrimmage right away. So it's been a great experience, and hopefully we can keep doing it. You know, basketball is my forte, but you know, I always tell people I've coached for 20 plus years, but I'd rather watch a football game than a basketball game.
Yeah,
that's where I usually will be all weekend.
It's, you know, there's something about Taggart Stadium and being outside and just enjoy. Well, we got 12 minutes, and we need 3 scores with the extra point. Now, the Canes are in the I formation. They have one split out to the near side. And there's the power sweep.
Interesting choice there on second and long. That power I, and they had single coverage on the outside, but they had the safety over top, so it was really going to be tough to pass. But you know, it's really not a passing formation, so I'm not sure if Coach Coward thought he was going to fool Mars in play action and thinking something was going to happen. But you know, you need some yardage here, and so you got to spread the field a little bit and look down the field because you're not going to get a whole lot of possessions here in one quarter to get back from a 3-score deficit.
Comes back to it, and single coverage.
You see the
the
safety over
safety
top.
cheating over.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Ball just popped out.
I think the referee said
Those passes was complete to Giovanni
Eggleston did catch the ball. I wasn't sure if he was going to say it was
But he was out of
incompletion.
bounds, and that's a good.
So Eggleston stepped out of bounds. He looks like he's going to be short of the first down, though. And, you know, down 3 scores in the fourth quarter, Coach Coward's going to elect to go for it on 4th down. And obviously this is
the
probably
down
last chance.
marker. It's a first down.
He first down. Okay. You know, the referee was down actually in front of the ball.
I was
couldn't
looking,
see it.
and the down marker wasn't moving.
Yeah, I couldn't see the referee was actually standing in front of the ball. I thought he had it short of the 30.
Power I again, sweep, and Marcus on the carry picks up 2.
Well, you know, the interesting thing about that was that formation, Angelo, is that when you have 4 guys in the backfield like that, it's easy to key on a running play because, there's just nobody split out there. So even though you got a great player like Marcus Hooker back there carrying the ball, it's just numbers game in the situation where they can't really get by guys. And again, you see 3 backs in the backfield and they hand off to the fullback, who gets a decent gain, but still going to be short of the marker, and they're going to be third down again.
I was, thank you for helping me out there. I was taking care of my cheeseburger order.
I'm getting hungry myself. But, that's what I meant. Like, between quarters, the game moves really fast in high school. People don't understand that with a 25-second play clock. You got to be in and out of the huddle quickly. Again, three backs.
9:56 on the clock, and there's the option. And 9:38, and what a scamper by Geno Stone.
I tell you what, Geno Stone has been the offense tonight for Newcastle, and again, he made something out of nothing. He kept the ball in the
Canes
option.
line up, ball resting on the 7.
And he just was able to juke his way down the field, kind of way out of gas. He looks like he's a little bit tired right now underneath the ball. So let's hope he can get
Power
playoff.
high formation. Marcus up and hit at the 10. And folks, along the way, I apologize. We're back to the pole position again. Ball resting just inside the 10 on the 9-yard line as I peek around. 9 minutes on the clock. Cane's going to have to hurry. As Jason said, can't waste time on this one.
No, he's not there. Wasn't there.
Oh.
I tell you what, on that play, from here, it looked like McElroy really wasn't going hard to the middle because he saw a safety, a good size safety at that, and he didn't look like he was looking to catch that pass the way he would extend normally in that situation. The only good thing is for the Canes is that it stops the clock, but you still got to score. I mean, you hate to leave it all inside the 10, especially when one score can give you a glimmer of hope in a situation like this.
3rd and 9. Canes put one to the far side, 2 near side, motion away. And
looks like Gardner moved early, maybe a little hitch before he went out of the backfield.
Procedure. Maybe not the worst thing in the world because it gives the Canes more room to use their speed.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a little bit more room down here because,
even though
when
it's
you get
5
down
yards,
those last 9 yards, there's a lot of bodies down there, and it's kind of hard to navigate. So an extra 5 might help them out. Certainly,
Canes sending one to each side, motion away, one back set. And ball up in the end zone, overthrown.
Yeah, he had the rush in his face really quickly. In a situation like that, again, that's where you have, when you only have 15 yards to work with, guys get covered really easily and really quickly. So Geno just didn't have any.
4th and 14. Plus, it's we went to the short side of the field. It's easier for a quarterback to roll to the arm side than across. Geno threw that across his body.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Marcus.
And
there might have been some contact there, but I think the ball might have almost been catchable.
I think they thought it wasn't catchable, because it sailed out, and Marcus didn't even get a chance to jump.
Yeah, where he threw that ball almost it went over the back pylon. And, you know, that was one of those situations where Marcus, who does have a pretty good vertical, just didn't get a chance to actually go up and go get that one. You know, and that's tough.
Mars breaks the huddle.
I think we'll see a whole lot of Johnson this time on this drive. And, of course, they gave it to Grenke.
A modified jet, and
Right, see, that
was late,
by Ricky, by Gino Stone.
right at the sidelines.
I tell you, Angela, high school sports is all about sportsmanship and about keeping guys safe. I think what happened there was the Newcastle player was kind of tied up by the blocker from Mars, and it just so happened that when he just kind of wanted to get him off of him, he threw him over top of another Mars player, and it looked really bad. But you know, the only good thing you had going in that possession was the idea that you had them pinned back, and now they're not pinned back, and Mars is
that's a 15-yard penalty that puts the ball out on the 30 with 8:25 on the clock, and the Planets leading 27-7.
And I tell you, it's discouraging for a player because this is a time where you look up in the stands, the only people there are your family and your friends, and the other team, which fans, which seems to grow in number because your fans have shrunk because they figured they'd go home because this one's over.
Power I second back through, and that's going to pick up 10, 11 yards.
Isaiah Johnson on the keeper.
That's what I expected at first play.
8:17, and the clock continues to move.
Well, and I would imagine that little modified jet sweep is probably going to go out of the playbook simply because Grenke usually takes that pretty far outside, near the boundary, and the last thing Mars wants to do is have anybody go out of bounds to stop the clock. So I think you'll see everything up the middle.
Set, wing and slot to the near side and straight up dive. Gets about 7. We'll call it 6, making it second and second and 5. Special thanks to the Stango Auto Mall, Crane Room, Cedars, Four Brothers, the Beanery Depot and Deli, the YMCA, Clark's Furniture, and Ferrone Brothers, Pegley's, Keystone Specialty, State Farm Agent Michael Joseph, and the Mad Unit. Flags fly,
motion,
and that stops the clock with 7:10.
Yeah, somebody on the line, on the interior line, trying to move a little bit too quickly to get out there on that sweep. That's going to obviously help Newcastle in the situation, but I don't think Mars is going to put the ball in the air for any reason whatsoever, even if they run 3 down into the ground for no gain. The clock is now their teammate almost, and the last thing they want to do is give Newcastle a chance to get an interception.
Ball rested on the 41, second and 10, and we're under the 7-minute mark with 6:50. Wing to each side, one back set. Motion towards the near side. There's Jet. And when they grab him, he's so quick. And he's small, and he kind of ducks.
That's what it is. He's so small. He's 5'8", 160, and he's taken a lot of hits tonight, but nothing head on. And that was truly a jet sweep where he started out from a wing position and was able to come across the line. But he didn't look like he was looking to break anything because, again, he didn't want to get too close to the boundary. But yeah, you're right. He hasn't taken a solid hit because he's small enough to kind of go under guys' arms or whatever else it is to avoid, and he's done a pretty good job tonight.
3rd and 8, one to the far side, motion away, 2 back set. And there's sweep, student body to the far side, and that picks up some yardage.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that will pretty much close the door. I mean, obviously it was going to be a heck of a mountain to climb for Newcastle to come back to get 3 touchdowns in the last 6 minutes, but you need to get the ball back. I think it's a little bit too much of Johnson and Granke tonight for the Kings defense, at least in the second half. And had some chances in the first, but, kind of let them slip away. And one turnover kind of changed the complexion of the whole game.
Yes. One to the near side, wing far side, motion away towards the near side, and that back left early, but they didn't call it. It picks up 5 yards. Special thanks to 26 Bar and Grill, Lombardo's Apothecary, Bill's Bake Shop, Butts, Gatherings, Joseph's Market, On Target Printing, we make you look good on paper, Pokeberry, The Branding Iron, Chihuahua and Carney's, DiCaprio Cleaning, Daimyo and Olson, Little Johnny's 2, Main Street, Clothiers, Nino's 2 Tomatoes, Paul D. Weller, Tuscany Square. And here we go, motion away, one far side.
That's a dot to the fullback. That's going to give him another first down. And, this is just so tough for the Newcastle defense because you know what's coming, but a combination of fatigue and just good offense by Mars just keeps the ball.
As those chains move, it's 4:30 on a moving clock. Tuscany Square, the William F. and Roger DeCarbo Funeral Home, and the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, proud sponsors of Hurricane Football. Double wing to each side, motion to the near side, straight up fullback through, and
Johnson continues to carry the ball. I tell you what, I got to believe he and Granke have 20 carries apiece tonight.
Yeah.
We're pretty close too, and it's been a 1-2 punch for them. And just what we expect. It's a very simple offense. We didn't see a lot of misdirection. We did see a lot of runs to the outside, but we saw basically with the fullback was just going up the middle, which is the base play of their offense.
It's the wing T, and that wing T, when you have those small backs and big linemen, it's a lethal possibility. And here's Scamper. Down to the corner. 3:21.
That was a changeup. Chisnar's had a few carries tonight, but he showed some good speed getting through the hole there. But the hole was wide open. I think they were keying on Johnson, but Chisnar going the other way. It goes down. That takes it down to the 2-yard line. Gino stopped an inevitable touchdown at this point.
Ball resting on the 2
situation. There he goes again.
And that's in the end zone.
Tough.
Snap. Ball down, kicks up and good. 3:16, 34-7.
I'll tell you what was interesting is the game, like we said, turned on the interception, but it just seemed like after that, the Canes could not do anything right between a couple of penalties and just some missed assignments. Just not a whole lot of good things happened. I don't know if it became an emotional situation. It certainly didn't look like they were outmanned. They just didn't make some plays, and What a shame, because the game was basically a head-up tie, 7-7, and both teams really playing well in the first half. In the second half, Mars is just taking advantage of one turnover and just turned it into, a steamroll of 27 points.
One mistake and everything snowballed.
And, these are young guys, and that happens. And sometimes what happens is kids come in with a lot of confidence, and it gets shaken, and then all of a sudden they don't have the same kind of beliefs. That could be it. I mean, you got to give Mars some credit. Again, it's a block and tackle game, and they've been able to block and take advantage of the holes they had. Nothing spectacular, but they were able to sustain and get some drives going. But it all started with the interception, which really changed the complexion of the game completely, because it was a pick six, and the big thing is it was by a defensive lineman, which you don't see very often.
Right. It'll be about bounce back next week.
Check stick was taken by Gino Stone.
Well, South Bend's a very good team. And Mars is a good team. So, this is a situation where if you can split with the two, and you're split, you're probably, as coaches, was thinking beat Mars and you can accept lose to South Bend, but now you got to do it the other way around. But, it's a long season. The thing about the Whippeal is that, there's a lot of playoffs. You just got to get in.
Right.
And you got to learn from this. You got to get better. And I'm sure the coaches will work on it. And they'll talk about, making the adjustments and not letting one play defeat us mentally, even more so than physically. You can see Stone's out of the game now. Playing a little banged up on the return, and some confusion. And Coach Coward calls a timeout.
There you go. I was looking at some of the comments coming in, and consider it as we just said, as a distance run rather than a sprint. This is probably even if you take the Aliquippa game, they didn't have a terrible outing. This one was a little more disappointing of the season, but I think they just had a bad third quarter.
Well, I think I agree with you, and I think about it. The thing, Aliquippa was at its non-league game, so you can afford to lose a situation like that. You don't want to lose a home game in your conference, as far as that goes. But it is more of a, it's 10 weeks. It's not just a couple of games. But you gotta. The one thing about football is, because every game is so big, you have to learn quickly from the mistakes you make.
Inside handoff, and that picks up 7 yards.
Which was taken by Seth Gardner.
We're at the 3-minute mark.
Gardner brought down by Paul Keith.
Running, you see, that was a pickup of 6. Call it 2nd and 4.
Mark Torcello now playing quarterback as Gino Stone is done for the night. He did his part as much as he could do, but they just couldn't string together more than that one score. Good run here.
Jet Sweet gets the ball out to the 49.
It's funny, you watch the game, and the Canes have multiple guys run the ball, and it's set up as receivers. McElroy has been the receiver. He's been in the slot. He's been on the far side. He's also coming out of the backfield, and same thing with Hooker. So, you have multiple weapons. You just have to find a way to maximize their talent.
1st and 10, fullback straight ahead. That picks up 8. As we're down to the 2-minute spot in the game.
Well, you're looking to gain something positive from this possession. Obviously, it's not going to change the outcome of the game, but you want to keep moving and end on a good note. There's no moral victory in the situation, but as a coach, I think you always want to try and get something good out of everything that you do.
Fullback straight ahead, and
that's 2 good runs there. It's going to get them a first down.
And brought down by Kevin Silver.
1:23 on the clock, and it's another first down for the Canes. First and 10, 1:12 on a running clock.
Let's see if they pass here. Nope.
To near side. Ball bobbled on the handoff.
He's late again. Looked like a high snap. Not too high, but just enough to throw off the timing there. Marshall's going to have to be really happy about the win coming in here. And, obviously, this is a stadium known around the Whitfield as a tough place to play, a tough place to win. So they got to feel really good about the way they did it because, again, they're a team on execution. It's not a situation where they're going to try and fool you. They're going to run some basic stuff, and that's what they're looking for. He's going to get
ball up and incomplete.
He threw that one up for grabs.
15.9 seconds on the clock. Clock will stop.
I'm telling you. I think if you're Torcello, you kind of want to stay in the pocket. You got to pop pretty good when you got out of the pocket there. If you have to take a sack, you have to take a sack. But you don't want to get hurt in the process.
Special thanks to all our sponsors. Jet Sweep, and that's going to do it for this as it's going to bring out 4th down. And everybody's going to line up.
And that's the end of the ball game with the final score.
Mars outlasts the Canes 34-7. I'd like to thank our sponsors. I'd like to thank Jason Rankin for coming along.
Which will have a better outcome.
That's going to do it from Taggart Stadium. Keep watching NCTV45. We're available anytime on your time. A pleasant good evening and a safe ride home. See you tomorrow.